Namaste, friends and family. So I'm here in Kathmandu, Nepal right now at the Nepali Hive, and I'm getting ready to go to Xi'an Xi in China. And here's a little bit about what I've learned. So, in order for me to travel to Xi'an Xi via a bus from Kathmandu to Lhasa, and then from Lhasa, Tibet to Xi'an Xi, I will need to take two vehicles from Kathmandu to the border of China and Nepal, which will take about 2 days. And then from Lhasa, I will need to be guided by a Tibetan tour guide in order to go from the border of Kathmandu to Lhasa. And then from Lhasa, I can take a speed train that travels across land at 100 to 120 kilometers per hour, depending on depending on the conditions of the track, if there's permafrost. So that's really exciting for me. I'm very excited about that. And right now I'm packing. I'm just getting all my things together, figuring out what I'm leaving behind and figuring out what I'm taking with me. So with that, I'm wanting to talk a little bit about Tibet. So Tibet Autonomous Region, and the governing situation at the moment is that China is in occupational control of Tibet. This means that there is no independent travel within the country of Tibet. So if you are a foreigner, you cannot travel in Tibet without having a guide, very much as if you were in like North Korea. And then secondly, you cannot take public bus transportation. So there's no freedom for independent traveling in Tibet. You have to be guided from the border to the town, from to Lhasa, and then normally you're escorted out again through the border you came in. For me, I'm traveling through. So today, my job is to go to the Chinese embassy and speak to them and see if I have the ability to be permitted to travel through Lhasa into the Chinese province of Xi'an Xi. So I'm very excited about this experience. I'm very excited to be able to share my experience with all of you. And at the same time, I also think that this is going to be a great opportunity for me to share a little bit about writing and culture. I'm very excited about the different forms of communications that I'm going to learn, different relationships I'm going to be able to make with the people between here and there. And at the same time, I'm also very excited about meeting the young student that I'll be working with and writing a story with her. So one of the biggest things that I'm working on this year is a story called Hi Mihai Guten Tag Mihai. So Hi Mihai is it's actually a series of books. So Hi Mihai Guten Tag Mihai will be one version of the book, but the other version, the one I'll be working on when I'm in Xi'an Xi, is going to be Hi Mihai Ni Hao Mihai. Hi Mihai Hola Mihai is going to be the next project, and then the next one after that will be Hi Mihai Guten Tag Mihai. So it's based on a character named Mihai, who I actually met in Guatemala, who was studying Spanish. He was from Germany. And he spoke a little bit of French, and it was amazing because he would speak with all of our friends in multiple languages at once. So he'd speak to me in Spanish because he preferred to speak in Spanish, but if I needed to, he'd speak in English. With my friend from Guatemala, who I actually helped open the gym with, we've spoken about him before. Um, he lived in Germany competing for a while, so he spoke German and Spanish and English. So he's trilingual, and he would speak to Mihai in all three languages. And these two became the best of friends. So the characters of the books will be based on the characters that I met at the Yoga House Hostel in Guatemala, in Shela, and it's just so inspiring to be in a multicultural, like multi-language environment where you're seeing so many different people from so many different areas speaking many different languages, whether it's Nepali, English, German, French, Spanish, Chinese. You could be speaking anything, and sometimes you're not even speaking at all, and you're still making a connection with people. So traveling around the world is a really fun experience. It's a beautiful way to get to know people, and ultimately a better way to get to know ourselves. So I was inspired by Mihai when he told me his name. He was like, it's like Mihai, like Mihai. I was like, oh, that's so cute. That's like, hi, Mihai. So every single time I would see him, I would shout, hi, Mihai. And then that inspired me, that would be a great story that would be a great name for a traveling book, a kids-oriented language traveling book. So the premise of the book is going to be that Mihai goes on a journey. He leaves his home country in Germany, and he travels all around the world. It makes all these friends, and then his friends let him go on adventures. And the most important thing is that the book will be translated across multiple different languages that can also be accessed by a QR code and take you to the translation page and help you get to understand what book you're reading and reading the other languages as well. So one of the characters that he meets is May. May is from, if I'm not mistaken, uh, I think she's either from China, either based from Taiwan, China, Japan, possibly Cambodia. And I wanted to add another character that he met in Africa. So it's kind of like he's building up this gang. And then he has another friend who at the moment I cannot remember his name. And this friend of his is going to be the Spanish speaker, Spanish speaking country that he meets. So he goes to Mexico and he meets this friend, and he and this friend from Mexico, they start traveling the world together and going around the world. Maybe they meet May in Costa Rica, but the idea is that there's going to be a group of characters at the end. And what's really, really interesting is that each book will have more complicated phrases that you learn in different languages. So we will repeat the same basic phrases. So let's say, hi, Mihai, hola, Mihai. So Mihai goes to Mexico and he meets his friend. He says, hi, my name is Mihai. And then he has this conversation where he's learning how to say these phrases. My name is Mihai. I'm from Germany. My name comes from, this translation, and basic phrases like he asks, where can I go to the cafe? What time is it? Simple phrases that will be included in the first book that will then be translated into multiple different languages. So let's say he's in Mexico, the language that he'll be learning is Spanish. But the book itself can be translated in German, in French, in Chinese, in Nepali, multiple different languages. Again, you can access this with the QR code. But the phrases that you'd be learning in that book through Mihai's perspective will be in Spanish when he's in Mexico. So, hi Mihai, hola Mihai will be in Spanish, but it could be Guten Tag Mihai, hola Mihai. So it could be written in German, but then teaching you from a child's perspective Spanish phrases. So then the next one would be Hi Mihai, Guten Tag Mihai. So let's say he goes back to Germany with his friend, and they are now in Germany, and his friend wants to learn German. So now Mihai is teaching his friend these German phrases. The book Hi Mihai, Guten Tag Mihai will be based in Germany, and he will be learning German phrases, teaching his friend German phrases because he's from Germany. But the book can be written from the perspective of Spanish, German, French. So Hi Mihai, Guten Tag Mihai could also be Ni hao Mihai, Guten Tag Mihai, Hola Mihai, Guten Tag Mihai. So it's going to be a trans-cultural, multi-language story, that picture book for children to learn basic phrases in multiple different countries. And the cool part about it is that it's all going to be free. It's all going to be accessible online. So the kids can read the stories and learn these different phrases from different countries, all in different languages, but then can access those same phrases. So let's say the phrases in Hi Mihai, Hola Mihai are not in the book as Hi Mihai, Guten Tag Mihai. So a lot of the phrases will be reiterated, like Hi, my name is. So there's going to be some phrases, how are you doing? Things like this, please, thank you. Basic words will be repeated in every single book, no matter what you're learning. Whether it's Chinese, Spanish, German, French, Nepali, but the phrases will be accessible via a link that can send you to all the translations of those phrases. So this is what I'm hoping to work on, and the first step is for me not just getting the idea across and presenting it to everybody, but it's also to be able to write the story in English, sans illustrations, unfortunately, at the moment. Maybe I'll start working on some rough drafts so that me and my student can be able to kind of really imagine what's ready enough by the time I get to Xi'an, in order to begin translating. So this is something that I'm really excited about. So Mihai is actually based on a character that I met in Germany, a person that I met in Guatemala, excuse me, at the Casa de Yoga, at the yoga house. and he's a teacher. He teaches English and he teaches German as well. So he has a student that is in China who is learning German and speaks English. So I'm going to take the transcripts of the German, of the Spanish, and the English and the Chinese translations. I will send them to Mihai, and then Mihai, with his student, is going to translate the book into German from Chinese. And they'll have the English transcripts as well to make it more accurate. So this is not only now, this is what I'm so excited about working with Willenshire, which I would love to contact, would love for any of you guys to get in contact with me about. I am working with their agency for the next couple of years. I'll be signing contracts, helping people become tutors in different provinces in China, if that's what you're interested in. So if you're interested in traveling in China and working with the family and being living in a homestay and working as a tutor for English and language cultural arts, then contact me. You can contact me via Facebook, which is Camila Alejandra Wilson. You can also contact me via Instagram, which is pretty much my go-to, camila.a.wilson. And then, of course, you can find me on Facebook at Camila Alejandra Wilson. So I will be working with Willenshire Agency for the next month, doing a project with this young girl for the for language and cultural arts, and this is going to be translated via multiple multiple teacher-student relations. So it's not only just going to be me translating the book, but then I'll contact my cousin, who is also a teacher, and her kid, her and her students can work on this together. So I'm really excited because I feel like this is a teacher-student initiative that I'm looking at, and it's so inspiring because the young lady that I will be teaching, her mom is an English teacher. So I feel like not only will there be a great appreciation, but there's going to be great accuracy in the translation. And what's more important to me is that this is also translated by kids. So this is an author student collaboration, and I just think that this is perfect because it's, for me, it is the spirit of what I hope to embody with this story, which is that I remember when I was a kid growing up and meeting world travelers or traveling around the world myself and getting this idea of what it meant to be a world traveler. It was so cool hearing about the stories of hostels and bus rides and meeting different people. I just would get this sensation, I'd get this feeling. And I hope to be able to translate this feeling into a book and inspire many, many different people from all around the world to travel. And this is what I'm hoping. And I'm hoping to be able to incorporate the experiences, the real life experiences that I've had meeting travelers from all over the world in many different countries, from Guatemala to here in Nepal. So with that, that is Hi Mihai Gunsag Mihai, Hi Mihai Nai, Ni Hao Mihai, Hi Mihai, Hola Mihai. Those are the first three books we'll be working on for the next few months. And now, as I'm getting ready to go into Tibetan Autonomous Region, I'm looking forward to learning a little bit about what the relation is between Tibet and China and how travelers can visit Tibet and be able to experience the culture of Tibet, and then, of course, include that into an experience that they can have in China. So with even on a personal level, meeting homestays and becoming student teachers. So with that, that's Willenshire Education Agency, and you can contact me if you like. My email is camila8511@gmail.com. I'm going to go ahead and write that down for you guys if it doesn't cut me off the video. And you guys can contact me if you're interested in becoming a student teacher in a province in China. And of course, if you're interested in the storyline, please let me know, because I'm very excited. Again, this is going to be free and it's going to be shared across multiple platforms. And of course, there will also be a link tree on my Instagram and on my Facebook, and I'll probably connect it to my YouTube as well. So this book will be accessible to many different people. That's one thing I'm very, very passionate about, which is that not only education, but inspiration is is an equal opportunity right for everybody. It should be accessible to all people, and that means, not charging. Sometimes I was limited to things that I could access simply because of the money that I had. So, and kids don't always want to ask their parents for money because their parents are like, oh, no, it's not worth paying for it. But that's why it's going to be free and it's going to be shareable. So I'm very excited. Please email me. I will share it to you directly. And Is there anything else I'm missing? Right. I'm a little excited about taking the train from Lhasa to Xi'an. It's a 33-hour chain ride over 2,400 kilometers, and there's three different levels of seating that I could choose from a soft bed to a hard bed to a hard chair for 33 hours. Well, based on the prices and based on the experience that I would like to have, I'm gonna go with the hard chair. So from what I understand, when you're traveling in China on these types of trains, it's a very fast, very modern train, but at the same time, you could definitely still be on the bus with people carrying chickens and goats. So I'm very excited. Can't wait to film that. I do have a friend coming with me, and I can't wait to share the experience. But so if you're like worried about that, don't be. I have had a lot of people bless me on my journey, and the family is waiting for me, and they're ready to go. So with that, I'm very happy and very excited that I was able to share with you guys a little bit about Hi Mihai Guten Tag Mihai and the Hi Mihai traveling series. And I just can't wait to make this a reality. I remember the books that shaped my life, from The Magic Tree House, The Little House on the Prairie, to like, Metamorphosis, all these books about like groups of kids doing really cool things. So as an adult at 27 years old, I'm finally actually fulfilling my dream and writing a story to inspire others the way I was inspired when I was growing up. So with that, I'm really excited. I love to talk, and also I haven't reached the 20-minute mark, so I'm gonna try to extend this as long as I can because I have not been posting. One thing about my live streams is that it is no longer one a day. It is going to be at least two a week. I realized that trying to do a live stream every single day is kind of overwhelming for me because I don't always have something to say. Sometimes I really just need to be present in the moment and experience what I'm experiencing, and then it kind of just gets shared along the way. Um, but one important thing for me is that I stay present, I stay organized, and one thing I love about my travels so far is that I've met very kind people. And here at the hostel, the family that owns the hostel is also very kind. I'm able to leave like all my stuff here basically, and pretty much all I'm going to be bringing with me is my laptop and a book and some clothes. So like basically what I'm wearing now. And but what's really cool is that I'm already familiar with the bus ride from here to the Tibetan Nepali border. The border from Nepal, from Kathmandu to China, is actually the same route to the Longtong National Park, which is really, really cool. It's going to be to Saipru Bessi, but I'm going to stop short in Dunche and see my homestay family one more time, where there's another student, same as. This is tea. Yay. You don't know what anyone will hand you in Nepal. They'll hand you a bag of tea, a couple of rupees, some dal bhai. It's awesome. It's great. Or they'll try to hand you hash and weed, which is also pretty cool. But the bus travels through the Longtong region. So I've already taken this trip twice. I'm already ready for it. It's 6 to 8 hours. But instead of stopping in Saipru Bessi, where I would take a local car to the Tibet and Nepali border, I will go from Dunche. So I'll stop in and say hi to my homestay family here in Nepal. Let the young student know what the project is. She and I are in contact via Instagram. So as soon as I get the translation in English finished, I hope to send it to her. She can finish that for a school project if she likes. Her family is very supportive of her education, so I found that I became very inspired as well in supporting her education. Very bright young lady, same exact age as the student I'll be working with in China, which I find to be a beautiful coincidence. So God is good in that. And then she will help me write the Hi Mihai. Well, actually, what I hope to do is come back to Dunche and then finish the project with her. So she'll start working on the project alone, but then we'll finish it together because it's something I really want to do with my little sister. She's basically become my little sister. James, my little brother, if you're watching this, you have a little sister now. But the translation would be Hi Mihai, Namaste Mihai. So I'm very excited about this. Hi Mihai, Namaste Mihai is also, uh, I just think that with technology nowadays, it can be translated across literally 100 languages. So I'm very excited about this. Like being able to kind of put this into words and bringing it to fruition. It's like never letting these dreams go. I do have another story idea. It's called the Itchy Buddha, and I think I might write one about a yak because I'm here in Nepal. But writing little stories is kind of my dream. I'm in the middle of so many books, but like it's like two or three novels, two or three, and then poetry projects. So it's like just staying organized and staying motivated is the big number one thing for me. With that, everybody, that is 20 minutes. And peace and love and namaste. And I will let you guys know what's going on next time when I go live on YouTube. I share this on Facebook and I go live on Instagram independently. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, you can go ahead and follow me for my live videos and posts on Instagram. Right now, social media wise, I'm focusing mostly on YouTube because I feel like YouTube is more accessible to people. Not everybody is on Instagram, believe it or not, folks. Some people stay away from Instagram like it is the plague. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, that's at camila.a.wilson. And of course, you can send me a direct message there, or you can send me an email, or just subscribe to my YouTube and check out what I'm doing here, which I post every week. So, peace, love, namaste.